Hello Aquarius, welcome to your August 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL and you have found Alchemy. Okay, a couple of things. We did pull these from your summer 2025 reading. Hopefully you listened to that. If not, I will summarize them, but I go into a lot more detail in the summer reading. But so you're not lost, I'll definitely do that. Number two, I might be turning the comments off, unfortunately. I've been getting a lot of spam, a lot of people trying to spam other people, pretend to be me, sell things. Like, it's really starting to get on my nerves, all the deletions. And so I might have to sort of do what a lot of other readers have been trying to avoid, just to delete the comments for now, keep them off for now. So if that happens, I will have your links to your videos in the description box instead of the comment section. But we'll see how this goes for now. And also, when I re-pulled these cards from your summer reading. Okay, this card, when I first laid it out, was in reverse. None of these cards should be in reverse. So I did flip it right side up, and this actually should not be in reverse either. So you can look at the other reading. This is exactly how the cards looked in your other reading. So with all that said, let's get started here, Aquarius. You do have distance, retreat, or timeout. And yeah, either you might be taking time to put something in perspective. You might be taking time away from a certain thing, a certain relationship, just in general, taking time out for yourself to group or regroup or whatever. Let's just see what this is about here, Aquarius. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to move these cards. Okay, yeah, I remember now. You have the Fooless. This is one of my favorite cards, especially for Aquarius. This is the female. This is a massive deck. There's a lot of different Fools in the deck. This is the female version of the Fool. It's called an alternate card. I really like that. This card does represent the creator, labeled it Uranus, air, which, in my opinion, is Aquarius. And you can tell she's holding a star. So there's a lot of things. I go into great detail about pulling this card apart and the different symbols on it in the summer reading. But, this, no matter what, is an intuitive new start. The star, among many things, makes this an Aquarius card. So it's a new start. It's a new road. I think the Fool can be looked at as sort of almost necessary ignorance, right? You have to almost not be aware. But I think this Fooless is very aware. She looks very wise. She doesn't look like the Fool in many decks. She also has a friend there. She has a dog there. I don't want to get too far in the weeds with that because I did that in the other reading, and it's extremely easy to do. Let me refocus this card. Yeah, it's not refocusing. I'm really sorry. I don't know why it's not refocusing. But let's keep going, and maybe it'll refocus as I'm going along here. You do have you have the Two of Wands. Wow. Okay, so you have the Two of Wands, and there it is, it focused. You have the Two of Wands, and this is Mars in Aries, right? It's creating a new plan for new adventures, right? You're creating something. You're in the creation process, right? And usually this would be the second step. The Ace of Wands would be the idea. The Two of Wands would be the planning. And the Three of Wands would be manifestation, right? So here you're in this stage right here. And this is Mars and Aries energy. And this leads us right into the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is Saturn and Taurus. And here is your payoff. Now, it's either you're receiving a harvest, you're receiving a payoff, or you're waiting for it. But you see proof that it is absolutely coming, right? There is something that you have dreams about. There is something that you're definitely banking on a payoff with. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But here you have the Ten of Swords, and this is Sun in Gemini energy. The end of a very painful and difficult time. It could be a difficult experience that you went through, a painful ending to a relationship, to a phase of your life. But man, it really took everything out of you. But the good news is it's over. This is definitely a liberation card here, Aquarius, a liberation from pain. There's something that caused you a great deal of pain, okay? Yeah. Now, moving over to here, this sort of makes sense, doesn't it? You do have the Three of Swords coming in sideways, and the Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra energy, and it's a decision, right? My sideways cards, anyway, in my readings are decisions. You're going to make a decision on how to heal from this, perhaps, when to heal from this, if to heal from this. You're going to say, okay, this happened. Now, how do I go on from here? How do I put this where it belongs and go down this fool's journey? Make these plans and, get this sort of payoff, this harvest. You do have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse is Jupiter and Capricorn energy, and it's a need to try a different way to handle new responsibilities. It's something new, right? You are trying to balance a lot of different things. You're going to go inward to try to figure out something new, and that sort of goes with that Two of Wands energy too. There is something that's happened, and you're trying to figure out a brand new way of doing something, perhaps new to you. Okay. You do have here the Ace of Cups. I really like that energy coming in after all this difficult energy. It is pure water energy. It is a gift of love, right? It could be a gift from someone who loves you, right? It could be a gift of anything that you're needing right now from someone who loves you, or it could be just the gift of love, literal love that is going to help you through this. But with this Ace of Cups, it is really, really nice energy, Aquarius. When we add all the numbers here and we break them down, we get Neptune energy. It makes sense, right? It's confusing. Neptune could be illusions that have the rose-colored glasses, I think, that are slowly like falling from your face. It could be a little confusion here. It is that distance energy, but you also have two number twos here, and the duality of two or more things. Could be two or more people, two or more events going on. It's that Two of Pentacles energy that you're trying to figure out how to deal with. There is something new here that you're trying to deal with. I think that's what's throwing you for a loop. It's a brand new path. It's a brand new thing. And you're like, okay, how do I deal with this? It's new for me. Yeah. And with that distance card, I think you are going to take the time to put whatever you need into perspective here, Aquarius. Now, fascinating, right? You have, and I don't know if you watch the shuffle and the layout, but you'll see that these cards did fall out by themselves. You could slow that down as slow as you'd like. But here you have what? You have Pluto and Aquarius that both came out in the same reading. Does that make sense, or does that make sense? I mean, I'm sure you understand that Pluto is now in Aquarius right now, and it's probably responsible for whatever the heck this is, honestly, that's happening. It's vast. It is change, right? Pluto. And interestingly enough, this is a number 10 in this deck, and Pluto is a number 10. Pluto is a number 10 in general. Yeah. So when I add things up and break them down and I get numbers, Pluto would absolutely be number 10. And right, like around the time of this reading, it is in the early degree of Aquarius, right? Pluto is in Aquarius as it has been and as it will be for a very long time. Right now, it will also be retrograde until October. Pluto will also be forming a trine with Uranus from August until October. I mean, a lot of things are going on, right? The Pluto retrograde will encourage introspection and reevaluation of personal power. The trine can suggest a powerful personal potential as well, like for change. Man, there's change all over this reading. Pluto will transit the Pluto transit in general, right? It could bring a feeling of a need for liberation. And we talked about that, right? About this Ten of Swords being a liberating card. Here you have obviously your card. I love when this happens, I absolutely do. I'm going to shut this phone off because apparently every time I'm doing a reading, it's a magnet for things. Okay, so we have here Aquarius, and we're having a full moon in Aquarius here in August as well, on August 9th. And for Aquarians, wishes can come true. Be sure to work with the power of that moon. Light a candle, state your intentions, be really firm with that. There are things you might have hoped for over the winter that can absolutely manifest here in August, and that's really nice. Here you have Hoseo, Beauty Ways of the Navajo. And I really like this because you see the it's a number one, so it's kind of like setting out on a new path, a new cycle beginning. But also you see that butterfly, right? It doesn't state that it's a Scorpion card, but it very much feels that way. And this is a beautiful solution. Okay, let me see if I can straighten this out. Sorry, I move around under this camera so much, and I'm really wondering if I just need a new camera, or a different type of camera. The camera's actually fine. It's just the cards that kind of constantly make it refocus. But so this card represents a beautiful solution that's available to you, that will be available to you. Relax and give yourself permission to relax in nature. If that's your thing, if hopefully that is your thing, Aquarius, anything to do with nature, whether you're at the beach, whether you're in the forest, a picnic, a stream, anything to do with nature will help you sort of refocus like this camera does, right? Yeah. There is a great way to handle something, right, that you have not thought about, and this came up a few times already, that will come to you if you allow your mind to exhale in nature. Okay. You have home on this side. Let me see. And of course everything got wrecked, right? You have the home card, and this is number 27 here in the stack. Security, peace, safety might be on your mind. This might be a very prevalent month for that. Home is where you experience love. Where is your home? This could have something to do with an actual structured home, real estate, a home, or where you're living, a living situation. Could be. For many of you, this has to do with you're trying to find where is home to me, right? You do have the self here. And, I had to actually go back, let me see, and rewatch the shuffle myself because I wanted to see whether this card came in reverse or not, and it absolutely did. So you have here self, and this is number 29, and coming in reverse, your true identity is on the table, and you're being asked, who are you? You need to start accepting new aspects of yourself. There's new aspects of yourself emerging, right? You need to acquire the energy to accept it. It's self-acceptance. Instead of trying to change absolutely everything about yourself, if you're in that mode, some things definitely need to be changed, but there are other things that need to be embraced that you've been pushing away that make you uniquely you. You see how this is in reverse here, right, Aquarius? You also have these two cards. One is pet and one is mystery. And the pet says dog, cat, animal, friend. And mystery says unknown, puzzle, illusion, and confusing. So the pet is pretty self-explanatory. You might have pets that may certainly help you through this time. Pets are known for that, right? Helping us through the really difficult times. If you don't have a pet, you may acquire one, honestly, during this time. You may have thoughts about it. You may actually do it. So there's a pet that might fall in your lap. You may be watching someone's pet. There's a pet here on the table. You have mystery, and this unknown, confusing energy is that sort of Neptunian energy we talked about over here. There is a puzzle being solved, and there is a confusing, elusive energy. It's illusion, confusion. Your rose-colored glasses may be finally coming down, and you're looking at things exactly the way they are instead of perhaps the way you wanted them to be. Also, I forgot this card. You do have bend over, and it says someone or yourself could be trying to control a situation. And now, if this is you, Aquarius, it's time to loosen your grip or let go of those trying to control you. So there may be someone wanting you to be within their control in some way. And honestly, I think there's an equal amount of Aquarians that are trying to control something. If they feel that, hey, if I can control this, I will be better, and it's not the type of control that's, bad. Like it's not meant to be bad. It's sort of that panic when you start it's that Four of Pentacles energy, right? You're being asked to sort of release that, if that's you. And you're being asked to release the people that are responsible for trying to hold you in place, if that's truly what's happening to you. here you have these two cards. You have emptied, and it says the ending and the beginning they lie at either side of the same door. Man, is that true, right? We talked about this, right? There is an ending going on here, that 10 of Swords energy. There is also a beginning. We talked about that over and over again, and that's what Pluto's all about. That's what Pluto is all about. There is an ending at hand here. The door out, right? The door that leads out also holds the path, the new path you're supposed to be on. So the exit is the new path. And it's time to thoroughly let go of something you are still clinging to because it's at your own detriment. It's time to empty yourself of this, right? Empty yourself of that which is, it's just not, yes, it's not serving you, but it's dead. There is some dead weight here, right? It's doing nothing but weighing you down. You do have Doran, and this is the doorkeeper, the navigation. This is the North deck. And this archetype can pass through any gate or any door and enter into any secret or hidden compartment. And his presence here indicates your ability to navigate a complex situation. It could be a situation about real estate, housing, renting. We talked about it up here. For at least one of you, that has to be true, right? You may be looking to relocate. For some of you, that is true. You may be just looking. This doorway may be metaphorical, way we talked about the exit being the entrance, right? For sure, you have the man ruin here, and this fell out facing up, which was exactly how it's supposed to be facing. And this represents masculine energy, Mars, Aries. This is a yes. Okay, this is a yes. If you had a question, the answer is yes. This is a powerful warrior energy, right? As you can imagine with that Mars, Aries stuff, right? Strength, force. When this ruin is drawn, right, things tend to speed up. It's that Eight of Wands energy. React without hesitation. You might be called upon to give a reaction. Here you have E, C, I, and O. This might be someone's initials. Might be, like I always say, a place, a restaurant, a store, a street name, a city, anything like that. So keep this under your hat. This has something to do with your reading. It's very pertinent in some way. You have these two cards here, and one says someone is behaving stupidly, and this one says disappointment in a friend or lover. So yeah, there is someone acting very stupidly. This could be, like the card says, a friend or someone that you're, in a romantic relationship with. But there is someone here in the month of August that acts in a way that's disappointing to you, and they're behaving in a really stupid way. It's something that you're not happy with, Aquarius, for sure. So here you have your three legs, and like I always say, these legs can come in order or they can come out of order, because we know tarot is not a science, right? For many people, they do come in order, but I do get messages saying the last one came first, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind as we go along here. On your first leg, you have change, and man, you got change over and over again, change and courage. This basically is my card of Leo, by the way. Definitely. And talk about Leo. Here's your first card here. You have the sun, and it's this side. So this would be the normal side of the sun. You have received this side of the sun. It is still Leo energy. And it is, you have doubts, right? You see that wall? There's no wall here. You have both sides of this card indicate a good outcome. However, you have doubts, and the doubts are justified, right? You're aware of challenges that you should be aware of. There are challenges ahead of you. But just like on the other side, the outcome will be good. But you have to keep moving forward. Expand that two of Wands energy. Expand your plans to prepare for contingencies, prepare for things that may go wrong along the way, and you'll be okay. Okay? Move swiftly past the problems to the good stuff. You will do that. But just prepare yourself for bumps, I guess is the right way to put it. And here you have that Eight of Wands energy, like we talked about here. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is Jupiter and Sagittarius energy. I like that. Now, this is something that's incoming, right? There is a message. It could be a message, could be an occurrence. There is something that is coming that will assist you in an endeavor. If you are waiting for something, you won't have to wait long after receiving this card. It could also mean that some things are starting to speed up. Blockages are suddenly removed and boom, the dam is opened. And here you have Temperance, and Temperance is the card of Sagittarius, as we know. Another fire sign here on this leg. You have two fire signs prominently displayed. Now, we know this about Sagittarius, or at least Temperance. A change is afoot that is one thing and is transforming into another. And patience is called for on this journey. You're going to need patience for the bumps in the road, the things that occur, definitely. But there is a transformation going on. There is an alchemy of sorts going on here. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Mercury. And it's very relevant for you, Aquarius, because we have that Mercury retrograde that starts in July and spreads into August. And we know that between the pre-shadow and the post-shadow, it's a lot longer than the dates that we see. So the interesting thing is this particular retrograde, the fixed signs will most be affected. It will be, so you being a fixed sign, and you having this Mercury that has come out, during this retrograde, it's going to be extremely changing. Your life, your world is going to be changing. You're going to hit bumps in the road. There are going to be things that happen. There are going to be endings that take place and beginnings that open up. There's going to be solutions that come to you. There's going to be mysteries that are going to be solved and doors that are going to be open. And here on your second leg, you have Transcendence, unity. So you're transcending something. I like that energy. That's really good energy. So you have the alchemy and you have the transcendence. You have here the page of swords, Mercury in Gemini energy. Now, we know that swords are the suit of communication, right? They're the suit of Mercury. And with the Mercury retrograde in the spotlight of your reading, I can't help but think that this pertains to that. A communication might be misunderstood. So care should be taken, especially because it's next to this sun with the wall, right? So care should be taken, whether it's you communicating something and someone misinterpreting it, or someone speaking to you and you taking it out of context. So there is something here that really pertains to that. Now here in the center of your reading, and you know the center card's important, you have the Ace of Pentacles on this side. And this is the gift. Pure earth energy. So it's the gift of good fortune next to the Eight of Wands here, right? We have something that is definitely incoming to you that is a gift of sorts. And it's something in the earthly realm, right? It could be money. It could be an inheritance. It could be a gift, like physically a gift. It could be, it's something like that, right? This isn't an emotional thing. This is something of earthly endeavor, nature, okay? Here you have the Four of Cups on this side. And you can see that little crab there. The moon in Cancer is represented here. And I have to tell you, you may be going through a time of impatience because it's right next to your Temperance card, right? You may be feeling impatience. You may be feeling that things are not going your way. This is a very small part of your month, okay? But it's next to the Angel of Temperance, and you are being guided to have patience because you will what? You will transcend. You will transcend, okay? So if you start to feel that nervous energy, then try to calm yourself and center yourself, okay? In nature, if possible. You have, when we add this up and we break it down, we get Mercury again. So here it is, Spirit doubling down on this Mercury retrograde energy being very, very important to you here, Aquarius. Here on your third leg, you have isolating thoughts. Now, isolating thoughts could be bad or it could be good. Let's see. I mean, sometimes we have to distance ourselves, isolate ourselves so we could think clearly and readjust our brain. Sometimes we have isolating thoughts because we're isolating ourselves and our brain's going round and round and we're getting nothing done. So let's see which applies to you here, Aquarius. You have here the Eight of Swords, and that's Jupiter and Gemini energy. And I have to tell you, there's nothing wrong with this per se, right? If you feel like you're not sure which way to go or what to do, there's nothing wrong with taking some time out and being alone with your thoughts. But just don't let denial or feeling frozen, don't give that a chance to set in to where you don't move. Look at things from a very realistic point of view and carefully consider, but don't stall. Don't stall, okay? Isolating thoughts. It's right next to that sun energy with the wall, that page energy, right? And then you have this energy. So it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Here you have the Four of Pentacles. This is Saturn and Capricorn on this side here. And this is a call because you have the Eight of Wands. Let me see if I can get my little pointer here. You have the Eight of Wands, which is that incoming energy. You have that Ace of Pentacles, which is that gift or that thing that you're receiving. And then you have the Four of Pentacles here on this side. And Spirit is telling you to blend practicality with your dreams, with your passion, with your inspiration. One will not be good without the other, okay? And it is a very useful energy because you're going to be receiving something, so really give it some thought. Here you have Judgment, and this is fixed energy like yourself. It is, believe it or not, it is the tarot card of Pluto. So here you go. Pluto is doubling down in your reading, and something is calling you, right? Or you may be awakening to something. This is a significant leg. It's a significant stage you are coming to here. It's a crossroads energy for sure. And you want to hear something really weird, Aquarius? When you add this column up and you break it down, you get Mercury again. Just remember, until August 11th, this will be we'll be undergoing this Mercury retrograde energy. However, we have the post-shadow period. So it's almost like most of the month, honestly. So really consider this as we go along because it seems to be very important in your reading. Okay. Now here in your challenges, you do have chemistry and passion. I mean, this might be obviously a relationship, right? Could be. But let's look at this here. Oh, wow. Here you have the Ace of Pentacles again. And this is in your challenge pile. Let me see if I can move this a little. In your challenge pile, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, earth energy. Carefully plan and invest resources, right? Don't just take the gift and run. This is really important. It's almost like a seed. I'm feeling seed energy here. You have to use it as a seed, right? Start a new project. It's active engagement is needed for this manifestation. All right. You do have the Tower coming in, and that's Mars, Aries energy as a challenge, a sudden event, especially with the Passion card, right? This could be an attraction that comes out of nowhere that may derail you. It could be, or this could be something that results as it's a result of an attraction, or this could just simply be something that you have a lot of passion for, but there is a challenge attached to this here, Aquarius. There is a challenge attached to this because you do have the Chariot coming in reverse right after that, and the Chariot is Cancer energy, and it's potential. It could be potential lack of focus, right? You may have so many things going on. Maybe this relationship is. It could be, I'm not saying the relationship is bad, but it could be that there is something going on in your life, whether it's your passion for, baseball, or your passion for a person or cooking or whatever that gets in the way of your goals. And I think you need to have a goal-oriented month. It's really important because that Chariot in reverse is the potential lack of focus or you need to work through this. All right. So that's a challenge. It's almost like a warning. When we add this up and we break it down, ironically enough, we get Venus, and Venus does cover our love life for sure, but it also covers our money. So it's there's a two-way street there, Aquarius. Here in your opportunities, and I love this for you, you have the wish card. So you have an opportunity for fulfillment here, for a wish coming true. I like that. Here you have the Four of Swords coming in reverse in your opportunities pile, and that's Venus in Libra, and it is the beginning of a return to action, right? You may have distanced yourself. You may have these isolating thoughts, but here you have the opportunity to fall into action, to emerge from that isolation and withdrawal. And here you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is Uranus and Aquarius, standing up for yourself, defending what is yours. That's right, man. In your challenge pile, in your opportunity pile, this is a good card. This is a card of taking action and not taking any bullshit from anybody. You have here that, wow, interesting. You have the Two of Wands again. You have the Two of Wands coming in reverse, Mars and Aries energy. And when this comes in reverse in this particular column anyway, you have turning inward to create a better plan. You may start the month out with one plan or one way of thinking, and by the time the month ends, here you are turning inward to create a better plan, a more concise, open road, because when we add this column up and we break it down, aside from getting the wish card, the fulfillment card, you get the number 11. And that is a cardinal number, as I always say. It's a bridging number from one part of your life to another. It's a master number, and it does represent your heart's desire. So hang in there, Aquarius, definitely, because you're definitely going to, this Pluto energy is definitely life-changing. There's just no doubt about it, right? Okay, let me grab another deck. Okay. I'm just going to pull one of these to close out your reading, and then we'll do your numerology real quick, because that really does tie everything together. For Aquarius, for August 2025, please. For August 2025, please. Aquarius. Oops. For August 2025. Aquarius, look at this. You have the World. Now, granted, this particular deck is all major arcana, right? But it is the World. It's closing out a cycle, right? And it says fulfillment, harmony, completion. Fulfillment, twice in your reading. Fulfillment is a key word for you in this reading. It says, who in the world am I? Ah, that's the great puzzle. We talked about puzzles too. Yes, this is the Alice in Wonderland edition. Isn't that beautiful? The World, Aquarius. The world is yours. When we add everything up in this reading and we break it down, we get the number 4, which is Uranus. It's your ruling planet, right? And it's one of your ruling planets, and it is it's the energy that governs unexpected change, rebellion, right? And that sort of makes sense with everything we've been saying. And you want to hear something weird, listen to this. The number that came out the most was number 5, and number 5 represents Mercury. The planet that came out the most was Mercury, and the sign that came out the most was Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Interesting, right? So you have Mercury 3 times doubling down hard, and you also have Uranus, which makes sense. So you have Mercury. I'm telling you, this Pluto Aquarius energy is really doing its thing. Try to go with this energy. Go with the advice in this reading, Aquarius. Don't fight against it, all right? The signs that we talked about here were Cancer, Virgo, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Pisces, Capricorn, Libra, and Taurus. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you for your fall reading in September. 3 months. Namaste.